We've just got to make sure that, firstly, the performance is what we're looking for.
Well, Nigel, it was a strong performance on Saturday. I guess it's perhaps a case of asking for much of the same?
Well, yeah, in many ways. But of course, the win seems to be, or is still elusive. But yeah, we're confident that it will come. We've just got to make sure that, firstly, the performance is what we're looking for. I mean, Luton last season when they came here, we took a 2-goal lead and ended up losing that game. So, we know that they're a side who will be poses a few stern questions, a little bit like Preston did. But I'm going to focus very much on ourselves and make sure that our preparation's right, and that we make sure that we go out there and play as well as we can do again.
You said the players were a little bit down after the game, and that maybe says a lot. They played well, they got a point, a first clean sheet as well. But are you seeing the group demanding even more of themselves than maybe we've seen before?
Yes is the simple answer to that. But of course they know that they are applying themselves in the right way. What we've just got to do is find that cutting edge, I suppose, at home to a certain extent. So there were lots of positives, but look, that's gone now. It's now making sure that we physically and mentally are right for the next game.
And this will be a second of 3 games in the space of a week. Does that impact your team selection at all Wednesday night when you think about the physical demands and the fitness element, or are we kind of able to match what you're looking for?
If you mean, am I going to make changes, which is a one way of putting it, it will depend, I think, very much on what I see today in and around the players, and make a judgment on that tomorrow. But I think there's a fair chance that it may be very, very similar, but you never know, because I like to throw a left field in from time to time. But of course, once the game on Wednesday's out of the way, we've got a very quick turnaround for another difficult game at the weekend. So I think it's fair to say that during the week there could be some changes.
You mentioned last season when we played Luton to throw away that lead. We saw Luton come back against Blackburn at the weekend for a late goal to rescue a point there. It shows you can never switch off at this level. When Nathan Jones brings his side here, what are you expecting from them in particular?
I think it'll be a tough game. I mean, looking at them last year, they like to get the ball down and play a bit. They can mix it up, but look, all championship games tend to be demanding in terms of physicality, and I think that's something that we have to make sure that ourselves we try and play our own way and dominate the game by causing them problems. So, whoever you play against, there is always going to be the challenges of dealing with your opponents. But I think, as you've already alluded to, the fact that there's 3 games in a week means that physically the turnaround's quick, and we have to make sure that the players can deal with it. But I know the players are fit in.
And just lastly, on a couple of players, I think you said Callum and Joe are back in training.
Yeah.
Are they still progressing well? Are there any other kind of issues maybe from the weekend?
No, I mean, Joe was in the squad at the weekend, so he just didn't make the bench. They're the types of problems that I want, that players are going to be disappointed by not being included. So, we don't currently have a long list of injuries, and it's pretty small, the number, it's 2. So there you go. And I expect us to try and maintain that throughout the season. It's going to be difficult, of course, but it's good to have these types of challenges, and I like the fact that players need to fight to even get into the 18, if you like, even get on the bench. So it's a shift from where we were, but of course it's just about the performances now. It's about making sure that our players are responsible for their own recovery, and that when we take to the field again on Wednesday night, that we do the job and get the 3 points.